I'm Evan.
I'm Jihad.
You're listening to 92.5 The Bear, the Intern show. Since the Super Bowl's coming up, we wanted to know each other's top 5 Super Bowls of all time. I really want to see a good list from you, Jihad. We'll see. We have to compare. We don't know what each other's list is, so we're going to comment on each other's as we go along. But we're going to start from 5 and work our way up to the number 1 best Super Bowl of all time. You can go ahead and start with your number 5.
Number 5, I got 49ers versus the Broncos. They beat them, I think, 55-10. And it was against John Elway, so I consider that.
Joe Montana and John Elway. I mean, you don't get matchups like that anymore.
He blew them out. I mean, that wasn't even a contest.
Yeah, which is strange because, John Elway and Dan Marino were the only quarterbacks that could keep up with Joe Montana. Yeah, that was a very good Super Bowl. My number 5 was the Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 32 in 1998, beating the Green Bay Packers. It was a very, very close game, as I remember, and John Elway won that Super Bowl for them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who. I think Brett Favre might have still played for the Packers at that time.
For them,
yeah. So that was a really good Super Bowl, in my opinion. How about your number 4?
My number 4 is New Orleans versus the Colts. Back when
in
Peyton Manning was with the Colts.
7?
Yeah, I think it was 2007. Yeah. But I remember that because, 2 years before that, Hurricane Katrina. And I thought that was a big thing for them to win the Super Bowl. So that's why I remember them.
Yeah, that's one that should have been in my list. But, I mean, there's been so many Super Bowls.
Yeah,
that's a really memorable one for me as well. I love Drew Brees. I loved him in San Diego, and I'm really happy with him, how he's been doing on the Saints. So my number 4 is my Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys. That rivalry went back very far. You had Michael Irving and Terry Bradshaw and all those studs. Super Bowl 13.
Don't both of them own the top for Super Bowls or something, right? 6?
No, the Steelers have 6, the Cowboys have 5, and the Niners have 5. But the Niners have a shot at getting 6.
I don't think
you gotta watch out for that.
All right.
We'll see about that. We're not gonna name them champs yet.
All right.
And then that was Super Bowl 13 in 1979. Obviously, I wasn't alive back then, but I did have a DVD of all the past Super Bowls. It was on NFL Network once, and I just watched them all. What's your number 4? Or number 3?
Yeah, my number 3 is Patriots versus the Panthers. I think that was back in 2000.
Was that?
Or 2002 or something like that. Yeah.
Was that Tom Brady's first Super Bowl?
No, that was his second one.
Okay,
before that, he didn't really win it as a starting
I remember.
Yeah.
Didn't Jake Delhomme?
He was he was good with the Panthers, man.
I know, and then after that, his career just...
Yeah, but I remember that because Adam Vinatieri, who now plays for I think he plays for the Colts now, but Adam Vinatieri, when he was with the Patriots, he was a clutchest kicker ever, seriously. Yeah. That's the one I remember a lot too. So that's the one.
Yep. My number 3 Super Bowl is from 2000. It's Super Bowl 34, the Rams and the Titans, the famous goal line stand. The Rams won on a goal line stand with seconds remaining. Yeah. That was a great game.
Wait,
great
Rams
Super Bowl.
and the Titans. That wasn't really a goal. He caught the ball. Man. Every time I look at that, I'd be like, "Come on, make it, man!" And it's every time it just disappoints me. Like crap. I wish he would have made it though.
You wanted the Titans to win?
Yeah, man. That was a bad way to end the game. A really bad way to end the game. Just
it was good for Rams fans. I liked it.
I liked it too, but I think it's a bad way to end a Super Bowl, man. Come on, you that close to a tie? It was gonna be a tie, It was gonna go to overtime, but that was a pretty one. That was a pretty good one.
All right, Jihad, let's get it moving. What's your number 2?
Tampa Bay versus Oakland, and with Tampa,
a blowout game as your
that was
top.
Because it was hilarious. I hate Oakland. Yes, I hate.
I'm an A's fan and a Warriors fan.
Hate. I say it over again. I hate the Raiders. Yes, but it was funny.
I like the Buccaneers and the Raiders.
Yeah, but it was funny because who was their quarterback? Rich Gannon or something like that?
Yeah, Rich Gannon.
He threw 5 interceptions. That was the worst that was the worst Super Bowl performance of all time. And I just think that's top. That's
Tim Brown's been talking how that might have been rigged. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why he'd bring up this 10 years down the road, but whatever.
Yeah.
My number 2 is my Pittsburgh Steelers again, taking on the Arizona Cardinals. That Super Bowl was great. If you remember, San Antonio Holmes had the game-winning catch in the very corner of the end zone.
Yeah.
And on top of that, James Harrison had a 100-yard interception return for a touchdown right before halftime. Without that, they would have lost. Without the San Antonio Holmes, without his touchdown grab, we would have lost that game. That was, Kurt Warner's last hurrah, too. That was a really good game.
Yep.
Happy with the turnout, as I'm a Steelers fan. But, yeah, that was my number 2.
My number 1 was New York Giants versus New England Patriots, easily.
Yep, we have the same number 1.
If that's not your number 1, you are truly not a fan of football, because that has to be the greatest Super Bowl ever.
Greatest underdog of all time.
With the catch, man.
Yeah, the helmet catch.
The helmet. Gosh.
I thought it was great because the Giants went in as huge underdogs because the Patriots were 18-0.
Man.
And I loved that game. I was rooting the Giants the whole way.
When he made that catch is the most memorable catch I could ever think of.
Yeah.
But it's probably with that, it's like right there, because to have a presence of mind to catch it with your helmet. He put his hand to his helmet and just caught it. Okay, it's just crazy right there. And I was looking at it, I was like screaming my head off.
Yeah, I think the fact that they were just such huge underdogs in winning was one of my favorite Super Bowls. And, at the time, I was really, really into football. I still am. But at that time, I was really not a big fan of the Patriots. I kind of hated them. So it was really nice seeing the Giants win that one.
Yeah.
So that's our top 5 greatest Super Bowls of all time. I'm Evan.
And I'm Jihad.
You're listening to 92.5 The Bear, the Intern Show. Okay, now we're going to be talking about Manti Teo. I'm Evan.
And I'm Jihad.
And you're watching the Intern Show. Well, you're listening to the Intern Show on 92.5 The Bear. We're going to be talking about Manti Teo and his fake girlfriend, Lakua Lena or something like that.
Kukua, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's Hawaiian. I know that.
Well, I know he's Samoan. He's a Mormon Samoan that goes to a Catholic school.
Cool. Makes no sense at all. He should have went to BYU, because that made more sense.
Yeah.
With the girlfriend, I read it on Yahoo today. Like, they had after she died, but she posted a photo. Supposedly, the girl who's Diane O'Mary. Well, that's her real name, Diane O'Mary. But that's not. But she posted a photo. It said December 21st, 2012. That was the Doomsday.
Yeah.
But she posted a photo, and the guy, Manti Teo, he said it was Photoshop probably. It does not look Photoshop. It looks so real. It's like, and it was uploaded to his Facebook page. So.
Yeah, well, he knew shortly after. He knew by around Christmas time that it was a hoax. He waited to come out to public with it. I don't really know what to think about the story. It's very weird, very strange. I don't know if he's just being an attention grabber.
I think he is.
I think he might be.
Because his Notre Dame teammate saying, every time the report showed, he would be like, "Oh man, look at me on the TV." I'm like, "Oh," he's like attention. He's like, he wants the attention.
I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't go early in the first round now. I don't think anyone wants a drama queen on their team. I know I wouldn't.
He should just come out.
Plus, he choked in the national championship.
I think that's the reason why. That's the reason why he choked, because he was thinking about that this whole time.
Yeah. Well, someone could have been picking on him. We don't really know too much of the details. Either way, I think it's just a joke, and it's a weird, very weird topic.
The top comment on ESPN is like, "This story just got weirder."
Yeah,
like 2,000
every
likes.
day there's like weird things coming out, more news involved with it. I don't really know what to think about it.
I wanted to just go away. I really wanted to go away.
Yeah, let's stop talking about it after this. After today.
Unless we come up with
unless some other crazy.
Like he says, "Okay, I did it." Then we'll talk about it, and then we'll really get into it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'm Evan.
I'm Jihad.
You're listening to the Intern Show on 92.5 The Bear. We'll see you next week.